Live. I'm not sure that it records though.
It's
I'll have to
showing
look
the
and
meeting is
see.
being live streamed.
It's yeah, it says live, but does that say record?
Nope,
Now it did.
Okay.
Says
because
content is
if
being
it rec
sent to a third party.
Yeah, the third party is YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hopefully then that it's not letting me go back to Zoom. So hold on. Okay, there it is. Okay, got it. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, yay! Welcome to Align with Dr. Judy. So this is our first um, free energy healing. So most of you have already worked with me, so you pretty much know the tool and the technique. Um, so yeah, so most of you have already been on calls with me and stuff. So I'm gonna try to do these maybe once or twice a month. Um, whatever makes more sense. But I want to be able to at least still give back. So now that I have some extra free time, which some of you know why. So with that extra free time, I'd like to use it to do it, give free sessions and allow people who can't necessarily afford it or who really need it. I know I've been there myself, right? So years ago, I struggled from depression. Most of you know this. And I had issues with finances and all kinds of things. And so with that, um, I reached out however I could, right? And YouTube was a huge help for me back in the day. So anyway, this is my way of giving back to YouTube, and giving back to and paying it forward. That makes sense. So if anybody's asking why am I doing it, it's fine. So with that being said, I do have a theme that we can work on. It's money. Unless there's something that somebody brought something that they desperately need to work on, if there's something weighing heavily on your mind. Does anybody have anything specific they would like to work on? Did you bring anything to class? If not, we can go work on the thing. Nikhil, yes.
um two things. If you can check if they are weak, but I one thing just goes on. It's I am second priority. This
Okay.
thing goes on, and I want to be heard or I am not heard. Something on those lines.
Okay. Deep breath in and out, everybody. Let's do it 2 more times. I notice it really makes a difference when we do it 3 times. So do it again. And one more time. Deep breath in and out. Beautiful. Okay. So Nikhil, let's tap into you. Um, you do not believe you are heard and you do not feel you are heard. Okay. All right. Awesome. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and hold and release all belief blocks with I do not feel heard. Release. Deep breath and hold. Release all blocks with love with I do not feel heard. Release. Deep breath and hold. Release all blocks with memory with I do not feel heard. Release. Deep breath and hold. Release all feeling blocks with I do not feel heard. Deep breath in and out. All right, Nikhil, go to a circumstance or a memory that you do not feel heard. Go to that memory, that feeling now, and tell me what comes up for you.
Mm, Nope,
Yeah,
blank.
betrayal. You're good. Okay, let's try betrayal. Deep breath and hold. I release all betrayal with feeling heard. Deep breath and hold. I feel embarrassment with being heard. Good. Deep breath and hold. I release all resentment with being heard. Release.
Sorry.
Good. No, it's good. All right. Deep breath and hold. Release all blocks to openness with feeling or being heard. Release. Good. Good job. Okay, deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I am heard. Deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. It's okay to feel and be heard. Good. Deep breath in and out. Awesome. Okay, most of you know me very well, so you're probably not going to believe this, but this is very, very true. Most people do not listen to me at all. When I get off these calls, nobody, which is probably why I stopped talking. I don't talk when I'm off and it's not because I don't have anything to say. Although at this point I'm trained, right? At this point I'm literally trained where I'm in the present moment. I don't really have anything I don't think or do anything unless I need to do something. But people do not in general listen. And maybe they just don't listen in general or they don't listen to me. However, I understand that it's a program, but there's also a lot of people have that program. Like a lot of people don't listen just in general, and a lot of people don't read, and that's a majority of people don't read versus not listen, right? That is, if you want to call it an epidemic, you can call it an epidemic, right? Or whatever, whatever the word is, because there's a lot of people that are out there like that, right? So what I did for that, because I don't know if you guys were on the call with me a couple of years ago, where I would go to drive-throughs, right? And they couldn't hear me. Yes, it's all the time, right? So I would go through drive-throughs and they literally could not hear me. So I'm like, okay, it didn't matter what drive-through I went through. It literally did not matter. And I'm like, okay, something's going on. Why am I manifesting this, right? So I did, and I adjusted, I adjusted it. It doesn't happen ever again, right? Now I learned, okay, what is it that I can do, right? So is there something that I can do? What can I do differently? Because what I'm doing is no longer working, right? So what can I do? So I lean forward, right? Because I am short, so I'm probably in more of the car than most people are, right? If you're taller or whatever. So I'm probably more inside. So now I'm like, okay, I lean out. Sometimes I even stick my head out the window, right? To make sure. But there are things that I can do to prevent that. And now I haven't had that problem. That's been like 2 years now, right? So that's number one. The other one is I stopped trying to force information to people. So I literally adopted I do not speak unless spoken to, right? Unless I'm on these calls, and this is obviously, I need to speak, right? Outside of here, I literally do not, right? I do not, because there's no reason for me to, and I'm not saying you're forcing it in any way, shape, form, but this is what I was doing. I was forcing my information. I was forcing um my gift, right? I'm like, look, I have all these things, like, and I'm throwing it at everybody. Not everybody wants it, not everybody appreciates it. So I save it for those who actually appreciate it, which is those on my call. If you're on my call, I'm going to give you my all, right? Everybody else, I'm a zip lip. I don't say anything, I don't do anything, right? Because I was tired of getting that, right? I was tired of receiving the not feeling heard and not feeling. So now, because I've retreated and I don't do that, I don't have that issue. It's not that I don't feel heard or feel understood. I know that they have a program within themselves that they need to deal with. It's not my problem, right? So hopefully that helps. So there may be times where we can maybe retreat and just not bother sharing the information, even though the information is important, even though it may be life changing. I guarantee you, Nikhil, your information is life changing. But if they're not ready to hear it, it's just gonna go one ear and not the other, and it's gonna frustrate you, right? So hold it in as a gift, that information is a gift, right? And wait for that person who's deserving of it or is willing of it, right? And then you give them their all. And then at that place, like for me, I do feel fulfilled because I can give you guys my all. You guys do appreciate it. So when I go outside of the world, like I love my boyfriend, but he doesn't necessarily understand things, right? So I don't give him my all when it comes to these things because there's a wall there and he's not going to accept it, right? So I think we talked about that before is like using discernment. Like I go to the grocery store to buy groceries, but I don't necessarily go to get a bank loan. Although now they have banks there, you can't get a loan, right? So, but back in the day when the grocery store was just the grocery store, the gas station was just the gas station. You go there to get gas. Like it's the best gas station ever, but you just get gas, right? Maybe some candy if you're really hungry, but you don't go grocery shopping there, right? So it's kind of the same thing with people, right? You just kind of have to know, okay, what is it that they're open to? What is it they're not open to? You kind of watch the patterns of people. Okay, this is their pattern. Okay, I can get along with them really well as long as I stay in this little circle of information. I can get along with this little person because I can do that circle of information. And when you really start to see the patterns and programs of people, it makes it a lot easier to engage. Also, listening is your greatest skill, right? Going anywhere and listening, everyone feels heard at that point. So if we have a problem with feeling heard, listen more to other people so then they feel heard, because then that's now a mirror, right? Now we're the mirror. I'm going to listen more because I want to feel heard. Therefore, I'm going to manifest feeling heard because I'm listening more. Makes sense? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Anybody else have anything that they want to work on?
I've got something along the same theme. It's being afraid to speak and afraid to be heard.
Okay. Okay. Deep breath in and out. Okay. You can clear around anything. If nobody had anything, which sometimes people don't, I had a topic. So I can clear on anything. Okay. Afraid to be heard. Deep breath in and hold. I release the blocks of my future with afraid to be heard. Deep breath in and hold. I release all fear of judgment with afraid to be heard. Deep breath in and hold. I release all belief blocks with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release all blocks with future visions with afraid to be heard. Don't know what that means. Deep breath and hold. I release all fear of my own strength with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release lack of perseverance with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I saw nervousness with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release all blocks with receiving feedback or trusting or believing feedback with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release all lack in my ability with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release uncertainty of my skill with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release fear of judgment of my skill with afraid to be heard. Deep breath and hold. I release insecurities with being heard. Okay, deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I own my power with being heard. Deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. It's safe to be heard. Dear Brandon, I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful for my awareness. Okay, deep breath in and out.
What was coming up was finding the right words
Okay.
or not finding the right words.
All right, deep breath in, hold. Release all insecurities with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all blocks with doing with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all betrayal with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all dread and exhaustion with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all blocks with respect with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all worry with fear of rejection with finding the right words. Deep breath in, hold. Release all blocks with forgiveness with making mistakes. Deep breath in, hold. Release all blocks with forgiveness with the unknown. Okay, deep breath in and out. Finding the right words, what comes up?
If it's safe to speak.
Okay. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in, hold. There's a box with safety with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. There's boredom with speaking. Good. Deep breath in, hold. Release grief with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. There's resentment with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. There's worry with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. There's a box with openness with speaking. Good. Deep breath in, hold. There's a box with trust with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. I release feeling insecure with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. I felt overwhelmed with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. I express with confidence with speaking. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I know what I'm talking about. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I have references with what I'm talking and speaking about. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I'm confident in conveying my message. Deep breath in and out. Okay, good.
That's better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's do positives. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. It's safe for me to speak. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. It's safe for me to feel and be heard. Deep breath in, hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I always find the right words. Deep breath in, I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. The right words always come to me. Good. Deep breath in and out.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Samya, do you have anything to work on? Samya or Hani? Whoever wants to go first.
I do.
Okay, Hani.
It's so nice to finally be on your call again.
Yay! Good, I'm glad.
Um, so I have a few different things, but I think the first thing that I want to work on is like I realized lately, even more so than before, that when something takes, like when something is hard or when something like takes extra work, then I won't bother doing it. Like my sister always used to make fun of me that like when it comes to like cooking, if a recipe has more than like 3 steps, I won't bother doing it. But it's more than just like with that. Like that, I think it's like a fear of like the more steps, the bigger a chance it is of me screwing it up. But I realized like lately, I don't know if I could call it laziness, but like when it comes to something that takes more work or like maybe something that I'm not very confident or familiar with, I'll be like, okay, no, I'm not going to do it. Like with clearing, I used to clear on my own. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't really clear my programs by myself. And even if I do, like, I'll always ask somebody else to double check for me if I actually got it. Um, and like, I wish I could just be as confident with it as I am with the emotion codes. Cause like, I'll do sessions for people like that, no problem. But I've known that for a lot longer. But even with that lately, I realized like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like overwhelmed. Maybe I'm drained. So like when people ask me to do a session, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And then I'm like constantly pushing it off because like I actually have to get myself to do the work.
Okay. So there's a lot of overwhelm all over, like, so it's too much and overwhelm. Okay.
It
All
seems
right, deep
like
breath
it.
in and out. Okay. So what happened when you were a child if you screwed up?
I'm not so sure that I can have a memory of specifically when I was a child that I screwed up. It was just always like there was always a lot of pressure because with my mother, you never knew when she would snap. So I always tried to like be as perfect as possible. And then like when I got older, I realized like it doesn't matter what I do. Like it just always seemed like I was wrong or
Mm-hmm.
like she always had an issue with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of my other siblings as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like now whenever I go into a situation and there's pressure, it's like, no, no, no. Like my boss was telling me, because she knows that I'm looking for an apartment and like the rates out there are crazy. So like I told her, I was like, I know I can't really ask you for a raise in the middle of the year. But this is my issue. Like the apartments that are out there are basically almost the same amount as my paycheck or pretty much like most of it.
Right.
So she's like, oh, I wish you would consider being a head teacher. You're like so ready for it. You could totally do it. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like she'd asked me before and I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I don't do well with pressure. I don't want more work. Like, no, thank you. And she's like, you could really do it. Like, what is holding you back? And I'm like, no, I don't want the pressure.
Yeah, but it's not the pressure, it's that you'll be wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be wrong. I'm wrong. Okay, awesome. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath and hold. I release all fear with I'll be wrong. Deep breath and hold. Release all fear with I am wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release all overwhelm with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release all pressure with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release the belief with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release it's too much with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release it's too big with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. I release all knowingness with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. Yourself box of trust with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. Release all expectations with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. Release all anticipation with I'm wrong. Deep breath and hold. Release all memory with mom with I'm wrong. To bring hold or release all experiences with mom with I'm wrong. To bring hold, release all resentment and rejection with I'm wrong. To bring hold, respect with faith and trust with I'm wrong.
What came up
Right.
for me is like,
Hold on. To
oh, you
bring
have
hold,
more.
I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful to let go of the belief that I'm wrong. Okay. Go ahead. What did you say?
What came up for me is like not being able to live up to their expectations. Like if I say I'll do something, I want to know that I can do it like 1,000,000%. Like 100% is not even good enough for me.
Right, because
Um,
and that'll never happen because it's the perfectionism.
yeah,
It's the perfectionism, right? And it's not. You'll never get it. It'll never
right.
happen.
It's like doing something and like, what if I end up like taking the job or like taking that client, let's say, and I can't help them, or like I can't do it, help them enough, or do it the way they need it to be done.
Right. Well, it's still going to perfectionism and
Yeah,
expectation. Deep breath
for
in,
sure.
yeah. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and hold. I release all expectations with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. I release all disappointment with perfectionism. Breath and hold. Release all hopelessness with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. Respects of certainty with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. Respects of trust with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. I release insecurities with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. I release all doubt within myself with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. I release all blocks with confidence in myself and my abilities with perfectionism. Deep breath and hold. I release all perfectionism with it has to be perfect. Deep breath and hold. I release all perfectionism with I have to be perfect. Okay. Deep breath in and out. Anything come up for you?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like what I was thinking now is my best friend, my sister that I'm closest to, and my boyfriend, both like all three of them, they have OCD. And like I think it's probably also like something related to that. And it's like I feel like I can never be good enough, but it's not that. It's like it's their craziness. But I guess because of my perfectionism, like I attracted that.
Right. Exactly. You're mirroring it. Nicole, you're shaking your head. Do you have something to contribute to the
Yeah,
conversation?
it does.
Yes, that's why I had raised my hand. So yeah, perfectionism also comes in from a childhood trauma, which says that I have to be perfect in order to get that validation or approval. Otherwise, people will reject me. I'll not be seen. Or, as you mentioned, that whatever I do, I won't be appreciated for that, or I will go wrong. So that also comes in from that trauma, particular trauma.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you, Nicole. All right,
But I always
awesome.
end up with things like I won't do it because if I don't take it on, nobody could tell me I did it wrong, or like I can't feel like I did it wrong.
Right. Exactly.
That's crazy because I don't like this whole living small business. I'm like, I'm not that little girl anymore. Like, what do I need to do to step out of that?
Right. Well, you need to trust and believe in yourself, right? It needs to be more faith in yourself and the ability to just try, right? So I had to do clear, it's funny. So I was never into sports, right? I never really did any kind of sports or anything. I was really just kind of a kind of girly, girly, girly girl, princess kind of girly girl. But I didn't really do any of that stuff. But in high school, I would be like the manager of like the swim team, right? So I'd do stuff like that. Um, but I was afraid to like catch a ball. I was afraid to get hurt, right? So I wouldn't catch the ball because I was afraid to get hurt and all that stuff. So after I had started working, with, the subconscious release and doing different things, all of a sudden, like I forgot where I'd gone. Somebody had invited me to go do something or play something. And it was frisbee. We were in the beach, we were playing frisbee. I actually caught the freaking frisbee. And then I threw
Oh,
it. They caught it. And then they caught it. And then they threw it back to me and I caught it. And it was the second time. The third time I go, oh, I cleared something. Because I knew at that point, I'm like, I cleared something. I cleared something. I'm like, I don't know what I cleared, but I cleared something because I was starting to be able to catch a ball or whatever. And then I don't know if that was the same year that I started to notice because it was like different things. But my sister and I had gone golfing. I'd never really gone golfing before, and she took me to for training or like learning or whatever you want to call it. And we get up early in the morning and we go, and I was nailing them left and right. And she's looking at me because she's been golfing for like ever, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What? What did I do?" Like what? What did I do? She goes, "You're nailing them out of the park." And I go, "That's good, right?" She goes, "Yeah, but how are you doing it?" I go, "I don't know. I'm just doing what the guy told me to do."
that's awesome.
But back in the day, I wouldn't have even gone with her, number one. And number two, there's no way I would have been doing it the right way or whatever, because I was always so insecure. Like, I'm going to do it wrong. I'm going to get it wrong. The same things, right? All of those same things. And now that's no longer in my head. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? How can I do it better? What's the right way to stand? What am I doing? So the focus is different. The thought process is different. I'm not worried about what she's thinking. I'm not worried about what other people are thinking. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? What did he say? Okay, I need to do this. Okay, boom. Is that good? Yeah. Okay, cool. Do it again. Okay, sure. What was I doing? Okay. Okay. Boom. Right. And I did it again. Right. With the frisbee. So practice with something like that. Right. And that's going to help you. Practice catching a ball, a frisbee, whatever. I can do it. Right. That is something simple that you can do. Put it into physical practice to teach you I can do it. Make sense?
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Even if it's just throwing a beach ball, whatever it is, start small. Right. Start small. And as you keep doing it, I can do this. As you catch it, I got it. Great affirmation. I got it. Do it again. I got this. Great affirmation. I caught it. Another great affirmation. See what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And keep doing it, right? That's going to get into your subconscious and it's going to program you for other things. Where we go one, we go all. Where we do one thing one way, we do it in all other ways. Make sense?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Samya, it's your turn. You've been raising your hand so patiently.
Hi.
Hi.
So I oscillate between two scenarios. In the
Okay.
case of conflict, if I find myself either over explaining myself,
Okay.
and if that doesn't work, I start feeling dissociated from my thoughts and my body. It's a feeling of numbness inside. I don't know why it happens, it just does.
Okay, so let me make sure I understood you clearly. You are overextending yourself, and because you're overextending yourself, you start to disassociate and feel numb.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So would you say this
I-
is an energetic thing?
Yes, I start feeling like there's a conflict going on and I'm trying to uh, present what my thoughts, and I find myself over explaining again and again and again. And when I feel that I'm not being heard, I start dissociating, like energetically dissociating.
Okay.
Uh, I feel like I've lost touch from my own body, from
Okay.
my own mind.
Okay, so it's almost like you're giving so much that you lost yourself. So a lot of people in relationships do that, right? When you're in a relationship, they give, and then they lose who they are. And then when they break up, they're like, oh my goodness. That's why a lot of times when those people go through those relationships, it's like shell shocking because you gave so much into that relationship, especially if they're narcissistic, right? If they're narcissistic, you give, and then when you're separated from them, you essentially get your power back and you don't know what to do with that power because it's like, whoa, that's a lot there, right? Because it was all gone for all that time. So now all of a sudden it's coming back, right? So then it feels weird, like, ooh, right? Okay. So giving and overextending, let's just do that in and of itself. Let's clear that. And you know, you've been on calls before, right? So you know the breathing technique.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, deep breath in and out. Okay, deep breath in and hold. I release all numbness with overextending myself. Release. Deep breath and hold. I release all physical weaknesses with overextending myself. Release. Deep breath and hold. I release all energetic weaknesses with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release all unconscious blocks with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release all disconnect with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release all blocks with giving or giving too much with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release I'm not good enough with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release the belief with that's not good enough with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release all blocks with providing or giving more with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. There's all blocks with needing more with overextending myself. Deep breath in and out. Okay, now when you think of that circumstance, has it changed or is it the same? Still feel numb and disassociated?
I didn't feel dissociated, but I automatically started rocking back and forth while doing this. And
Well, that could be
I
your
felt
energy
something
shifting.
stuck in my yes, and I felt something stuck in my throat like a huge ball.
Okay. Well, let me make sure it's not me because I do have something stuck in my throat. Right. So let's try this. All right. So okay, let's do this. Deep breath in home. I release all blocks with expressions with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release feeling empty with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release all uneasiness with overextending myself. Deep breath and hold. I release seeking approval with overextending myself. Okay, deep breath in and out. Deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I believe I am good enough as I am. Deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. It's safe for me to express myself. Deep breath and hold. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. I have emotional control. Okay, deep breath in and out. All right, Samya, also noticing, so you're picking up on other people, right? You're picking up on their energies and their frequencies. So paying attention to that and making sure you're not internalizing, right? So it's not always easy to do, especially in the beginning. However, the best way to really do that, and I don't know if we talked about this before, because I know I've said it before, I just don't know if I said it to you, is notice how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Notice how you feel being alone with there's no other outside influence, right? No radio, no TV, no people, no whatever, right? Notice how you feel before you start your day. Where are you at? Okay. Because that is going to set your tone. Number one. Number two, it's also going to help you notice I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine at home. I'm fine in the car. I get to work and all of a sudden I'm not fine. Okay. Those are influences there, right? Because you were fine in the car and you were fine on the way, right? But you're not fine at work. Why? What are the influences? Something's going on, you're picking something up, right? So for me, I don't know, I know a lot of you heard this story. I would go to school when I was going to school, and I had an unbelievable amount of stress, right? And so I hated school. School was actually okay. Like the grand scheme of things, looking back at it, school was actually okay. But I didn't know because I am so gifted and so talented that when I would go to school, I was feeling everyone's emotions. I was feeling their hatred. I was feeling their exhaustion. I was feeling their arguments that they had with their parents before they got to work. I was feeling all of that. So then when I got to school, I literally loathed it. Why? Because I'm feeling all the stuff, right? And it was on a rare occasion you'd have one person that was actually happy to be there or whatever, like on an occasion, right? But they couldn't overpower all the other stuff because they didn't know that they had the power to do that, right? And I certainly didn't know, right? But when you can look back and be like, oh, this isn't my stuff. I don't need any of this stuff. This isn't mine. How am I? I'm fine. How is my boss with me? My boss is fine with me. How are my coworkers with me? They're fine with me. Okay. So that's not my problem. This is my problem, right? So learning how to discern, but also separating yourself and going back and forth. If you need to go to the bathroom and then come back, how do I feel in the bathroom? I feel so much better. Okay, then there's outside influences that are influencing you, and maybe all of those feelings and emotions are not all yours, right? And you're absorbing things that you don't need to absorb. And you just keep doing clearing, right? You keep clearing, meditating, and doing the best that you can. If there's any kind of stones you want to wear, put around your neck or anything like that, any kind of rituals, go ahead and do that too to help you to propel any negativity. If that makes sense. What comes up for you now, Samya?
I feel lighter and still swaying back and forth.
Okay, so that's energy shifting, right? Because I do that when I'm meditating and I'm receiving information.
Yes. It's feeling natural and better to move. Just move.
You want to
Sway
move?
gently. Yes.
You want to like move your body, like exercise, or move like out of the country?
Not like an exercise, just whatever comes up on its own, without thinking it out, without judging it in whatever way it moves.
Whatever you need most.
I'm just swaying on the spot. I'm standing and swaying.
So what does that mean? Like, because I told you what it means for me, it just means I'm receiving information. So what does that mean for you?
I think it um it helps me calm down. When
Okay.
I'm feeling overwhelmed, it helps me get connected back to myself.
Okay. All right. So you're being connected or reconnecting yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'll let you reconnect yourself and I'm gonna go on. But yeah, drink some water and ground yourself to make sure that you're okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Samya.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I think I did work with Kathy. Who would like to go next? Nobody has their hand raised, so.
Can I go next?
Sure. Hi there. How are you?
I'm fine. So, Judy, I just want to share that since my childhood, I always felt like I was hooked to my past life. In our part of the world, we believe in past life and karmas,
Okay.
uh, lately, I was asking myself, why am I like this? Why these things are happening to me? Why things do not work out for me? And I discovered that the birth chart and all the planets are uh, not placed in a good order. So it was really haunting me even in my dreams. So I feel like I'm like hooked with my past life. So I just want to clear it. I just want to move uh, ahead and like achieve positivity. And
Okay. So is there a specific past life that you're referring to?
yeah, it seems like I meditated also, and it seems like in my past life I practiced some negative energies, maybe uh, some kind of occult practices and all. So, and in the in other lives, I was drowned in water.
Okay.
I died. So these three lives, and in one of the life, I was hanged. Okay, so
Okay.
because I always felt very choking on my throat. So especially the ones of the occult practices and all, and the drowning in water and scared of snakes. Those things really haunt me even in my dreams, and I'm very scared. I'm hydrophobic. So I just want to move away from it. I want to heal that and move away with positivity.
Okay. Um, so that's going to be a process. We can do one thing at a time. Um, I'm looking for something for you. One second. Okay. Down. Okay. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and hold. I release all ancestral programs and patterns with the memory of snakes. Deep breath and hold. I release all trapped patterns and programs of ancestors with the memory of being hanged. Deep breath and hold. I release all memory with cult practices. Sorry, I found one and I lost the other one. One second. Oh, here. Okay. Deep breath and hold. I release all memory of being drowned. Deep breath and hold. I release all generational curses with the memory of being drowned. Deep breath and hold. I release all generational curses with being hanged. Deep breath and hold. I release all generational curses with remembering my past lives. Deep and hold, release all childhood trauma with remembering a past life. Deep and hold, I release all ancestral weakness with remembering past lives. Deep and hold, I release all ancestral programs and patterns with reliving past lives. Deep and hold, I release all fear with memory of past lives. Deeper and hold yourself betrayal with memory of past lives. Deeper and hold yourself disappointment with memory of my past lives. Deeper and hold is fear of hurt and pain with memory of past lives. Good. Deeper and hold yourself skepticism with memory of past lives. Good. Deeper and hold yourself with honesty with memory of past lives. Deep breath, I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful I can let go of all hauntings from the memories of past lives. Deep breath, hold yourself blocks being haunted from past lives. Deep breath, hold yourself blocks being controlled by the memory of my past lives. Deep breath, hold, I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful I can let go of the control and the haunting from past lives. Good. Deep breath in now. What comes up for you now?
Like I felt kind of vibration in my head.
Oh, cool.
I felt like it's really I'm very grateful that I'm in your group and I joined this. So
Thank you.
maybe today is a day to heal.
Yay. Awesome. Yay. I'm so excited for you. All right. So keep it up. Right. So keep up your clearing, your healing, whatever it is that you need to do to move forward. Right. Don't give up. I know for me, I went through several different modalities before I found the SRT subconscious release technique. There's many of them out there. I love them all. I just think this one is faster and less invasive, right? You can do it in public. Don't worry about breathing, right? I know tapping, I love tapping, not knocking it into a shape form. I love it. But a lot of people don't necessarily want to do that in public, right? It's a little embarrassing to be tapping. At this point, I don't care anymore because I know what it does, right? So for those of us who know the benefits of it, I don't really care, but that's why I chose this because I do feel it's a little bit faster and less invasive. And you can do it anywhere. Everybody needs to breathe. So
Judy, last question, you get messages, you are gifted. So what did you, when I was explaining and when we were doing, anything you got about me?
not in particular, no.
So anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, my gifts don't necessarily work that way. My gifts work as we're talking, as we're speaking, when you're actually in a session, things come up. Like I will actually, while I'm clearing, I could be clearing intuitively, which is why I ask when we're doing a session that you not interrupt me because I want to make sure that I give the most for you. If you get interrupted, 9 times out of 10, it is an intuitive clearing, and I will lose it. And everyone always asks me, what was that? I'm sorry, what was that? Nope, it's gone. Hopefully your subconscious got it because it's gone. So, and I'm not going to be mad. It wasn't my clearing, it was yours, right? So you interrupted yourself and you interrupted your own thing. So sometimes I will be like, hold on, let me finish this one little thing. But just know, like moving forward, that I do ask people to not interrupt, but your information and what comes up for you is important because then that will create the next round. So make sure you guys have pen and paper. So that we can go to the next round. That next round is created by what comes up for you with that. Also, what comes up for me as well, right? If anything comes up for me, we'll go ahead and create another round. So with that being said, thanks everybody. It was awesome
Thank you.
to be able to do this. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it at 10. I might do it for 9 o'clock. I'm not really sure. If you guys are inclined to let me know if you'd rather do 9 or 10, please let me know. I have a tendency to ask these questions and people do not respond to me. So then I just assume it's up to me to do whatever I want. So if you guys have a preference of 9 or 10, I know for Nikhil, probably 9 would be easier because that would be 4 o'clock,
10.
right, Nikhil?
10
10
is
is
also fine, no problem.
we did today. Okay, so 10 is
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So actually for
Alright.
me it's already like 10:45. So 9 would
night?
also be great. Great,
Okay,
that would
so
be
it's late
great
for
for
you.
me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jyoti, for being on. I appreciate that since it is so late for you. Thank you.
Yeah. Is it how many days will the session go? Is it tomorrow as well?
No, just on Thursdays.
On Thursdays?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll let you know because you're in that little group. So I will let you know in that group when the next one is. I don't know if I'm gonna do it every Thursday. So I might do it like twice a month.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Thank you
But I'll
so
let you know.
much.
But it'll always be on a Thursday. Yes. Also, don't forget every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Central is my Positive Phillips. So everybody, that will be every Wednesday. The Thursdays I haven't decided yet. But it'll be at least once a month on Thursday that I will be doing this. So, all right, love you guys. Thank you. Does anybody have any more questions before I let you go? Nope, we're good. All right, awesome.
So one more thing. Today you
Yes.
just wrote, now we are online, something like that. You wrote in the message. That was I'm live or something. The
YouTube.
session is on.
YouTube.
So you wrote that those kind of that was very helpful for me to join. So before starting a session, you just drop that one line message so we all know that you're online, so we can join immediately.
Yeah, I will try to do my best with that. I let people know ahead of time, but last minute it's kind of hard, especially if I have clients ahead of time. So if I have clients beforehand, I won't be able to do it. Today I did not have clients beforehand, so I was able to remind people. But I will send, especially since it's going to be sporadic and not every Thursday, I will send some kind of message out, but it'll really be up to you to remember it and be on, right? You can also send me a message, right? In case you missed something. But yeah, I will try to do my best. I'm a one-man band, so I do the best that I can. If I can remind you guys, I will. Also, keeping this Zoom link, that really helps me out a lot too. Most of you already do that. But holding on to this link, I use this one all the time. If I do ever decide to change it, I will let you know, but please hold on to this link. That helps me tremendously because last minute when people are asking me for links and if I'm on another call, it is very hard and very difficult to send that link. And then sometimes it'll be 10, 15, 20 minutes later. I think somebody I give it to was 20 minutes into the call. So unfortunately, that's just what happens, right? So when I'm on things, so just be patient with me. I'm not trying to be, it's not that I don't like you or being rude or anything like that. I'm genuinely just busy. So I love everybody. All right. We're good. All right. I see you guys. Have a great week.